Okay, so you're ready to do your Google Slides animation. If your teacher's handed out a Google Slides template for you to use, just click on it within the Google Slide assignment. This slideshow has been set up for a particular format, and that is under Page Setup, 1920 by 1080 pixels, which is the size of a standard HD video. So if you want to use this for your own, that's what the settings are if you wanted to change it. All right, so if you're ready to get started, what you're going to be doing is you're just going to start with this first slide and set up your assets in order to move them around the screen. If you want to have other assets, just make sure when you're searching for images that you go under Tools and you make sure that under Usage Rights, it's Creative Commons. So within your slide, you're going to create your animation using whatever assets you have. You'll set it up on the first slide for the beginning of your animation, and you can add shapes and you can add lines. So say you're going to make this into a diagram, you could add a line to label something. I'm going to show you an example of what it would look like to label, say, a person, if this was a diagram of something. So once you've set up your first slide, you're ready to select the slide, then go to Edit and duplicate the slide. So that's Command D. And you're going to be doing small movements to create your animation. So you're going to move very small on this slide, and then you're going to make sure you go back in and select the slide itself in order to duplicate it. And you're going to do this again and again to slowly create your animation. Make sure you're selecting the slide, and you can see that the slide is yellow, Command D, or go to Edit, Duplicate, and then you're slowly make your movements for each of your elements on the screen to be creating your animation. The more slides you have with small movements, the longer and smoother the animation you're going to create. When you're all done, go back to the first slide and go through your animation. Go to Present and use your arrow keys to go through and see how your animation looks. You can make this as fast or slow, and you can go from frontwards to backwards of your animation and test it out, see how it looks. If you're like, all right, this looks great, and you're ready to actually record it, what you'll do is you will go into Screencastify and you'll check the settings first of all. You want to record the browser tab. You can decide whether or not you want the microphone on or off. For my particular animation, I'm going to decide to have it off, but you could have your animation be with your voice recorder. I would turn off drawing tools, and I like to leave the countdown on. So I change all my settings to how I want it to be, and then when I'm ready, I click record. Then I will wait for the countdown, and I'll go into present mode, and I will go through my animation. When I'm all done animating, I'll go back into Screencastify and stop. Now is going to be a great time to actually go in and trim my video, because at the very beginning, at the end, there's some points where it's not actually animating. So I'll go in and I'll choose the little scissor at the front and at the end of my video, and I will drag it in to take off the beginning and the end where I wasn't actually doing the animation. When I'm all done with my settings and I'm like, this looks great, I will click Save Trim, and I will confirm that I would like to trim my video. Now, if I just want to hand this in to the Google assignment, I can click the Copy Share Link and go back into the Google assignment and click Add or Create and click Link. This is if I want to hand in the Screencastify to my Google assignment. Now, if I want to actually edit this video in, say, iMovie, I can actually download this as an MPEG-4. So I go to Export Video and I click Export as MPEG-4. And then I click Export. It's going to go through the conversion process, and then I click Download MPEG-4. This allows you to bring into iMovie if you wanted to add, say, a soundtrack or piece together it within a larger video. It gives you a lot of options there. So this is how you create a very simple animation using Google Slides.